hits the heart, it affects the entire body. Like, you're not going to beat me and tell me how to cry. Forgiveness is very important. Forgiveness is personal, but reconciliation is optional. Hey favorite, welcome back to another video. If you're new here, my name is D for Doris, but you can call me Favor. On here, I create faith-based, inspire video and lifestyle, and sometimes we get to have deep conversations like this one. So favorite, if you already know or if you're seeing me for the very first time, I turned 40, so I am in my 40s right now. So today I just want to share 4 major lessons that if I have to sit across the street right now, something I would like to whisper to my younger self softly but firmly. And this is not because I have lived this past 4 decades, right, or 3 decades, right, when I became an adult. It's simply because I have learned. And so I'm sharing this with you if you're yet to get there, if you're a younger one growing up, or if you are also an adult, for you to feel like, okay, you are not alone. And if you're a younger one growing up, so you maybe learn from my story or from my life lessons. I have gotten the scars, I have healed from them, so that you do not get those scars as well. Because it's one of the top lessons that I have learned is that forgiveness is very important. Forgiveness is personal, but reconciliation is optional. Why am I saying this is that as a Christian, yeah, sometimes people do take us for granted when we say when your faith as a Christian, as a believer, people think that that translates to stupidity, that translates to being foolish. But meanwhile, we are supposed to have wisdom. So wisdom is profitable to direct, right? But we live in a time where if you say you're a Christian, people will think that you're just plain stupid. And so they will want to keep mashing you at the same point, at the same point, at the same point. And each time they say sorry, or even if they don't say sorry, you just forgive and let go, because again they expect you to forgive as a Christian and just let go. But here is what I have learned in this time in my 30s is that, of course, forgiving someone is an obligation for me. Firstly, because that's what the Bible wants me to do. That's what my father says I should do, right? It's an obligation for me to do it. Secondly, it's for my sake. It's because I need to free myself from the pain. I need to free myself from the anger. I need to free myself from everything that your act or omission has cost me. So when I'm forgiving you, I'm honoring my Father in heaven, and at the same time, I'm healing myself, I'm freeing myself from that baggage. But here is what I will not do, and that I will advise you, or that I will advise my younger self, because I have learned this lesson the hard way, not once, not twice, not thrice. I forgive you, but I must not reconcile with you, which means I must not open my door for you again. I now have the right to protect myself from you. All right. The Bible says that if something will cause you to sin, cut it off. So if I forgive you and it is necessary for my sanity, for my Christian faith to let you go, to love you from a distance, right? I will do that. Therefore, if I have to forgive you and keep you in the same space, there must be what? Reconciliation. And reconciliation is optional, because reconciliation is not something that takes one person to do it. Reconciliation takes two people to do it. It takes two people who are accountable. First, that something has gone wrong somewhere. Secondly, that this is the role I have played or I might have played in this situation. It takes two people that think that something has gone wrong, and two people that from your heart, they are coming from a place of healing. So if you hurt me the first time, the second time, the third time, the fourth time, I keep forgiving you and you're doing the same thing, it translates to me that you do not care. So it's my responsibility now to protect myself from you, because what people ignore a lot in our society is emotional psychological and mental abuse. You know, with physical abuse, it's easy for you to remind someone because it might leave a scar on your body, it might leave a deformity on your body. But you see emotional abuse, you see psychological abuse, and all of this stuff, it's inside. So it's only you who feels the pain. These people cannot see it, and because they cannot see it, they can tend to minimize the effect of their action on you. So when you spend your time explaining to them this is what your action is doing me, they really do not care because they cannot see it. You know, they will feel like, it's just normal thing that everybody is doing. So why are you making a see? Why are you overreacting and stuff like that? The worst thing is for you to tell me I'm overreacting when you cause me pain. Like, you're not gonna beat me and tell me how to cry. You know, so learn this. Forgiveness is important. The reconciliation, let he or she who has hurt you earned it. They will earn it. Simple way is that acknowledging that there is a problem, to acknowledging that they have played a role in it. You know, thirdly, even acknowledging that their action have caused you pain, even if they don't understand the magnitude of the pain, but acknowledging that their action has caused you pain. And lastly, that they are willing to change, you know, and promise not to do that again. At the end of the day, you are the one that is going to evaluate them. You know, look at how they behave. Are they just saying sorry for the sake of saying sorry? Are they just pretending to get access to me? Forgive and make up. No, you don't have to forgive, because if you forgive someone that has tampered with your health, that has tampered with your state of mind, that has tampered with your living condition, it's almost equal to taking you out of this world. You know, the gravity of emotional abuse is as strong as the gravity of physical abuse. In fact, it's even more heavy, because you see the heart. Sometimes you can give me a punch on my jaw, I might feel the pain just on my jaw or my cheek, but you see that thing that hits the heart, it affects the entire body. So protect yourself from who you have to protect yourself. Forgive them and let them go. Sometimes you need to forgive people. Let them stay away from your space. Love them from a distance, because you have no choice as a Christian. You have to. The Bible says love your enemy, but the Bible does not say that dine with your enemy. It did not say sleep on the same bed. It said be wise like a serpent. You know, so you have learned the lesson. You have seen everything that has happened. I forgive you for my peace, but I'm sorry. We cannot be besties anymore, because apparently you don't understand the definition of bestie. You know, I'm sorry, we cannot be this or that anymore. I'm sorry, we cannot go to certain places anymore. I'm sorry, we cannot share the same plate anymore. That is it. Don't bother whether people understand or don't understand. At the end of the day, you are the one that have to protect yourself from stuff like this. So that was it for this video, favorite. If you're in your 40s, let me know in the comment section what are some of the lessons, the life lessons that you've learned and that you would like to advise your younger self. But hey, you know, despite what has happened, regardless of what has happened, regardless of the pain, the brokenness, the divorce, whatever it is that has happened, I just want you to understand that you are still in God's plan. Nothing is a waste when it comes to God. Nothing is a waste. Even when we stray by ourselves, by our own stubbornness, God is still there. He will still find a way to fix that. The Bible says all things work together for our good. This is not to say to have an excuse to go and do nonsense, but it's to say that if for some reason you find yourself in that part, do not break yourself. God has given us another chance. You know, 40 years is gone. Now you're stepping into a new phase that you have to decide to take the lessons from this other seasons and see how, together with God, leaning on Him more, to see how this next season of your life is going to be one of love, of peace, of growth in every aspect of your life. So if you are there, or if you're about to step into 40 and you feel like your life has been horrible, your life has been a complete waste, please, it has not been. Nothing is a waste with God. You and me, we are still in His purpose, and He will definitely take us there. So yeah, that was it for this video. If you find it interesting, please do not forget to like, share, and subscribe if you're not yet subscribed. Well, if you have watched this video, I think you might like this other video right here. Check it out, and I'll see you in my next one.